Most of the fuel injector cleaners sitting on that shelf are doing exactly nothing for your engine, and after 22 years of pulling injectors apart, I can tell you which ones are colored water and which ones actually work. I've cut open injectors that drank a different bottle every month for years and looked no better than the day they clogged. 9 of the products you keep reaching for are a flat waste of money, and I'm going to name the type of each one so you never get fooled again. Then, I'll give you the 5 that genuinely clean, counting down to number 1, the cheapest of them all, built around a single ingredient almost nobody at the counter will point out to you, and it does more than the priciest jug on the shelf. By the end, you'll read any bottle in 3 seconds and know instantly whether it's worth your money. Number 9. The octane booster pretending to be a cleaner. Start at the rack right beside the real cleaners, where the octane boosters live in nearly identical bottles. These raise your fuel's resistance to knock, nothing more, yet the labels are designed to make you think a higher number on the bottle somehow scrubs your injectors clean. Octane and cleaning have nothing to do with each other. Here's the trick they're counting on. You see a flashy bottle near the cleaners, you assume it does what the cleaners do, and you grab it for $11 without reading a word of the fine print. Pick one up in your mind right now and ask what it actually promises. If the word on the front is performance or octane and not detergent or deposit, it will never remove a single bit of the gum baked onto your injector tips. Unless your engine is actually pinging under load, an octane booster does nothing your fuel doesn't already do. Walk past it. Number 8, the bargain solvent that's mostly mineral spirit. The cheapest bottles on the shelf are the ones people buy the most, and they're mostly solvent. Naphtha and mineral spirits with barely a trace of real detergent. Solvent can thin a little surface gunk, but the hard, baked-on deposits choking your injector tips need an actual detergent additive to break their grip, and these bottles don't carry enough of one to matter. A landscaper from outside Dallas ran a fresh bottle of the bargain stuff through his F-150 every single month, convinced he was staying ahead of trouble. A year and $113 later, his injectors were just as gummed as before because he'd been pouring in glorified paint thinner. Drop a comment below. How many of these bottles have you bought in the last year? Be honest. Flip any cleaner over and hunt for a named detergent. If all you find is petroleum distillates and a low price, you're buying a solvent, not a cleaner. Number 7, the one-tank miracle tablet. Then come the little tablets and single-dose pills that promise to undo years of buildup in one tank. The math alone gives them away. Deposits form slowly across tens of thousands of miles, and no $7 pill carries enough active ingredient to strip them out in 400 miles of driving. I've had people swear their idols smoothed out the day after dropping one in. What they felt was a fresh tank of fuel and their own hope, not a cleaned injector, because I've pulled the injectors on cars treated this way and watched the same crusted spray pattern stare back at me. Real cleaning takes a proper dose and more than one pass. A pill that claims to be a one-and-done cure is selling you a feeling, not a fix. Leave it on the shelf. The next 2 hide their uselessness better because they refuse to tell you what's even inside. Number 6. The mystery bottle with no active ingredient. Plenty of cleaners hide behind words like proprietary blend and advanced formula while never once naming what actually does the cleaning. That silence tells you everything. A product built on a genuinely strong detergent brags about it on the front of the bottle because that chemistry is the whole reason it works. When a $14 bottle won't tell you its active ingredient, it's almost always because there isn't one worth naming. Turn the next bottle you pick up around and read the back. If it lists a real detergent by name, that's a good sign. If all it offers is vague marketing language and a mystery blend, your money is buying packaging. Refuse to pay for secrecy. The good ones have nothing to hide. Number 5, the dealer's overpriced house bottle. Walk into a dealership for an oil change, and they'll often add a bottle of their own branded fuel system cleaner to the ticket, treating it like specialized medicine only they can supply. Read the label, and you'll usually find the same class of detergent you can buy off any parts store shelf. Set 2 bottles side by side. The dealer's branded one rings up around $23 on your service invoice. The retail bottle with the same active detergent sits on a shelf a mile away for about $12. Same chemistry, doing the same work, with a logo charging you the difference. You're not paying for a better cleaner, you're paying for the building it came from. If a product genuinely cleans, the name on the bottle doesn't change what the detergent does. Buy the chemistry, not the badge. garbage. Number 4. The water remover sold as a cleaner. Right in the same aisle sit the alcohol-based water removers, the dry gas bottles, dressed up to look like they belong beside the cleaners. Their actual job is to absorb a little condensation in your tank, so it passes harmlessly through the system. That is a real job, but it is not cleaning, and it does nothing to the deposits welded onto your injector tips. In 22 years, I've seen maybe a handful of cars with a genuine water in the tank problem, almost always after a bad batch of fuel or a cracked cap left open to the rain. The rest of the $6 bottles people buy every winter are solving a problem that car never had. If you're not chasing a real water issue, this one cleans nothing. Save it for the rare day you actually need it. The next one costs more and promises something no bottle on earth can actually deliver. Number 3. The permanent treatment that wears off by next month. Some bottles go further and promise a permanent or lifetime treatment, as if one pour vaccinates your fuel system forever. Your engine creates fresh deposits every time it burns fuel, which is every second it runs. Nothing you add to a single tank can halt a process that never stops. A taxi driver in Phoenix paid $34 for a lifetime injector treatment a shop swore by, then drove his Tacoma the way taxi drivers do, hundreds of miles a day. Within a month, his rough idle was back because the deposits never got the memo that they were supposedly handled for life. Cleaning injectors is maintenance, not a one-time cure, the same as oil or filters. Anything calling itself permanent is banking on you never checking. Treat it as the empty promise it is. Number 2. The multi-pack. You're told to pour every fill-up. Then there's the bargain multi-pack that tells you to add a dose at every single fill-up, which sounds thorough until you do the arithmetic. Split across a full tank, each little dose is so diluted it can't reach the concentration that actually lifts a deposit. You're not cleaning anything, you're just buying a lot of bottles. Picture 2 Accords with the same mild buildup. One owner dribbles a weak dose into a full tank twice a week for a month. The other runs a single proper concentrated cleaner through a nearly empty tank one time. The second car's injectors come clean while the first owner is still working through his $19 pack, no better off than when he started. Real cleaning is about concentration hitting the deposit, not a constant trickle that never gets strong enough. Quantity is not the same as strength. That brings us to the single biggest waste of all, the bottle sold more than any other on this list. Number 1. The Do Everything Miracle Jug. Here it is. The bottle that outsells every cleaner on the shelf and still earns the number 1 spot for doing the least. It's the big complete fuel system jug that promises to clean your injectors, scrub your valves, pull out water, boost your octane, lift your mileage, and cut your emissions, all from one pour. A bottle trying to do 6 jobs at once does none of them at full strength. The hard job, stripping baked-on deposits off an injector tip, demands a heavy concentration of one specific detergent. Spread that same bottle thin across half a dozen promises and there's nowhere near enough of the one ingredient that matters. I've torn into engines fed these $16 miracle jugs for years and found injectors no cleaner than cars that got nothing at all. When a product promises to fix everything, it's usually built to fix nothing. The bottles that actually work, which I'm about to show you, each do one job and do it hard. Quick reminder before we flip to the good news. If I've already saved you from one pointless purchase, take a second and hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing, and it keeps these breakdowns coming. So, those are the 9 to walk past. Here are the 5 that earn their place in your tank, counting down to the cheapest and best of them all. Number 5. The gasoline you're already buying. Here's the one that costs you almost nothing and that nobody at the parts counter has any reason to mention because it isn't a bottle at all. It's the fuel you choose at the pump. Gasoline that meets the top-tier standard carries far more detergent than the bare federal minimum, enough to keep your injectors and valves clean as you drive instead of letting deposits build in the first place. That standard wasn't dreamed up by a marketing team. It was written by a group of major automakers who were tired of warranty claims from deposit-clogged engines, and they set the detergent level high enough to actually prevent the problem. It runs you maybe a few cents more a gallon at a participating station. Make it your default fuel, and you're cleaning your injectors a little with every fill-up, no extra bottle required. The cheapest cleaner on this whole list is the gas itself. Number 4. The detergent built around polyisobutylene amine. Step up from prevention to real cleaning, and the first chemistry worth your money goes by the name polyisobutylene amine, often shortened to PIB or PIBA on the label. This is a true detergent, not a solvent, and it's genuinely good at clearing the deposits that form on your intake valves and in the combustion chamber. I've run a concentrated PIBA cleaner through plenty of cars with a lazy, hesitating throttle and watched the hesitation smooth out within a tank or two because the detergent is doing actual chemical work on the gunk instead of just rinsing past it. Look for it named plainly on the back of a $15 bottle. Pour it into a low tank so it runs concentrated, and let a full tank carry it through the system. It won't do everything, but what it claims to do, it does. The next one is the heavy artillery for when a bottle alone can't reach the problem. Number 3, the professional induction service. When deposits have had years to build, a bottle in the tank can only do so much, and that's when a professional induction service earns its keep. A good tech feeds a strong concentrated cleaner straight into the intake and fuel system while the engine runs, hitting the valves and injectors at full strength instead of watered down in a tank of gas. A school bus driver in Cleveland brought me her Malibu with a stumble at every cold start, certain she needed new injectors. One induction service for $129 cleared the deposits a dozen bottles never could, and the stumble was gone by the time she pulled out of the lot. Save this for genuine neglect, not routine upkeep. Maybe once when you take over a high-mileage car with an unknown history. It costs more than a bottle, but far less than the parts people fear they need. Keep it in mind, because none of these touch what's waiting at number 1, the cheapest fix of all, built on the one ingredient I told you almost nobody points out, and it outperforms every jug on the shelf. Number 2, pulling and cleaning the injectors themselves. Sometimes an injector is so far gone that no chemistry reaching it through the fuel will bring it back, and that's when the injectors come out of the engine entirely. On a bench, a shop runs them through an ultrasonic cleaner and flow tests each one, stripping deposits no in-tank product could ever touch, and proving the spray pattern is even again before they go back in. Here's the choice that matters. Bench cleaning a set of injectors runs around $87 and often hands you back injectors that spray like new. Replacing that same set climbs to roughly $338 and up. Same goal, very different bill, and the cleaning is worth trying first on a clogged but otherwise healthy injector. This is the most thorough option short of buying new parts, but it's overkill for a mildly dirty engine, which is exactly why number 1 matters so much, because for the everyday buildup most of us actually have, the cheapest bottle of all does the real work. Number 1, the bottle built on polyethylamine. And here it is, the one I've been steering you towards since the start. The single most effective injector cleaner you can pour in yourself is built around an ingredient called polyethylamine, listed on the better bottles as PEA. It is the gold standard detergent for fuel injectors, it works at a low dose, and it strips the baked-on deposits the cheap solvents only dream of touching. I've pulled injectors out of cars right after a proper PEA treatment and seen tips that look factory fresh, clean cones of fuel instead of the lopsided dribble I find on neglected engines. That isn't marketing, that's the spray pattern telling the truth on my bench. The best part is the price. A concentrated PEA cleaner runs about $13, less than that miracle jug topping the waste list, and it does more than all 6 of that jug's promises combined. Pour it into a nearly empty tank so it runs strong, use it every few thousand miles, and you've matched what a shop charges real money to do. Read the back of the bottle. If it names polyethylamine or PEA, that's the one. Everything else on that shelf is fighting for second place. That's the full list, 9 wastes behind you and 5 winners in hand, and you now know that shelf better than the person stocking it. If you want the simple maintenance habits that quietly add 100,000 miles to an engine, click the video on the left and I'll see you there. Hit subscribe before you go, because I'm just getting started.